Hey, this is Rob, and this is the first ever Folly Quick Hitter. Let's go!
1, 2, 3, go!
So what is a Folly Quick Hitter? Well, these episodes are an hour each week, which is awesome. It's a chance to go in depth about any topic we feel like with some pretty awesome people. But in between those hour-long episodes, I get some quick questions that people are like, I don't need to listen to a full hour, but I have a question about coffee. And so I decided to do the Folly Quick Hitter. The Folly Quick Hitter is going to be like a little 10 minute segment, not scheduled, but just as questions come up. If you have a question that is more of a quick hitter, send it our way. Rob at follycoffee.com, at follycoffee on Instagram, Folly Coffee search on YouTube, whatever. Message us, comment, questions. That's how we're going to decide what we do for the quick hitter. This first quick hitter came from a friend that was like, why does my coffee at home taste bad? I know I don't have all the fancy equipment, and I don't expect it to taste as good as the cafe because I haven't spent all the money on the equipment and stuff, but why is my coffee just straight up bad? Like, when I taste your coffee, when you make it, it's really good. When I make it at my place, it's bad. And so we started kind of going through what are all the different things that are going into your home coffee, and we came to the realization that using just your standard coffee brewer, like Mr. Coffee, these aren't bad brewers. They're not great, but they should make a palatable, good cup of coffee. It's just hot water over coffee. Why is it coming out like kind of bad? And we realized they had never cleaned their brewer. I know, but Rob, it's like hot water. Like hot water kind of cleans it off, right? It's not unsafe. Well, from like a bacterial perspective, this may be true that because the water's heated up to near boiling, or in the case of a Mr. Coffee, straight up heated to boiling, that's not that it's unsafe, but there are components in coffee that do not get rinsed away with just the hot water being flowed through it. Also, the storage of room temperature Keurig water. Just like, in what other facet do you store something at room temperature for weeks or months at a time and that doesn't freak you out? Anyway, back to the coffee maker. Clean anything that coffee is touching. I recommend having a weekly protocol, but I know most people aren't that hardcore, but at least have something that you're doing on like a monthly basis. The big thing with coffee brewers is there are a couple different components that can build up within your brewer, especially if you're used to brewing dark roasted coffee. And that's the biggest thing I get, is that when people are brewing a lot of dark, cheap roasted coffee and then they switch over to good coffee, the remnants of the old coffee will remain in the brewer. That like kind of just like dry, burnt, like just like office-y, hospital-y coffee, like that classic profile. That is what you're getting at. So you're going to need two different things to clean your coffee brewer. The first thing you're trying to get rid of is scale. This is from the water. So I moved to St. Louis Park. There is very hard water in this area. And I noticed immediately that I had to up my descaling game on my kettle. And this is because like the lime, the minerals, the different compounds in really hard water build up quickly in the brewer, and it leaves it so that it's not getting the job done quite as effectively. So you will need to use a descaler. My favorite is Urnex. That is spelled Urnex. Not only are they a great company, they support the whole U.S. Coffee Champs Barista Series, the barista competition. They're a great company, but also awesome products. If you're looking for a great descaler, get the Urnex Dezcal, Dezcal. Just search for it on Amazon. That is going to be a really great descaler that's going to get rid of that mineral buildup that can make your brewers not as effective and not doing their job properly. But this shouldn't so much influence the flavor. It will like affect the effectiveness of the brew, so it might like taste weak, or over time it's just not quite as effective at extraction. But the biggest thing that is affecting your flavor is the like the oily buildup from old coffee. If you use a brewer that especially dark roasted coffee, when you roast a coffee to second crack, basically the point in the roasting process where it's considered like dark, it starts to build oil on the beans. This oil is left when you're grinding and brewing. So you're going to need something that is going to clean out that oil. And that will get rid of that nasty flavor, that stale, old, dark roasted, cheap flavor. Again, Ernex makes an awesome one. I like their tabs. They spell it T-A-B-Z. So the company is Ernex, U-R-N-E-X, tabs, T-A-B-Z. These will help clean out that oily remnant. Just really search for any coffee cleaner. I know citric acid is another one that people will use, but you want to have something that is cleaning out the scale and something that is specifically designed to clean out the oily compounds. Doing that to your brewer will greatly increase the quality of any coffee you're brewing on that. It will taste fresher, it won't taste as stale, and you won't, especially if you used to drink cheap coffee and you've just started switching to better coffee, it will make the good coffee taste better. This also applies to grinders. If you have a grinder, the blade grinders are a little less susceptible to this buildup because you can literally see it as you're grinding because it's just a small area. But even then, you want to make sure that you're wiping it after use. The big thing is that if you've got a burr grinder, which is what I recommend to everybody that wants an even, consistent grind, if you're using a burr grinder, make sure that you're taking apart all the different parts and washing them of those oily compounds, of the just the buildup of old grounds. You'd be surprised that if you go months without cleaning your grinder, the amount of buildup. I mean, before I really knew about this, I took my Baratza Encore apart and I found like literally enough to make half a cup of coffee of old grounds. And that was over a period of months and months and months. And also like I put a part in wrong. So it's totally my fault. But you want to make sure that you're taking that apart, cleaning it so that you're getting the best quality flavor out of your coffee. Clean anything your coffee is touching. And this is especially important if you have dark roasted coffee, which I don't recommend. Go back to previous episodes. Dark roasts cover up the flavor of actual coffee. But I get this a lot from people who recently switched to lighter roasted, high quality coffee. Why does it still have those off notes? Clean your grinder, clean your brewer, descaler, and something to clean those oily compounds. Yeah, that is the quick hitter this week. Clean, people. Be clean. And enjoy.